First of all, Hadi, it's a pleasure, real pleasure to meet you. But let's talk about you. Tell me about your journey here.
I've been in Turkey for 2 years because I couldn't really straight come from Iran to here. I had two friends, they were living in Baltimore, so that's why I came to Baltimore, and I'm so happy to be here. I love Baltimore.
Tell us a little bit about life in Baltimore.
After 1 month, I started looking for a job. My first job was at Under Armour factory.
Where did you live?
That's the place with those two guys. Mm-hmm. So they sent me there because they said, you're friends. Okay. And they pay the first 4 or 5 months rent, food stamp. For 8 months, they send me a check. I always say, God bless America.
So you left Under Armour after a while?
After 3 months.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a job for a couple months, and then thanks God, I find this Iranian guy who was about to start opening his own restaurant, Iranian restaurant. So I didn't know nothing about cooking, maybe just making salad. They said, you want to work here? I said, yeah. I started as a dishwasher. The money I was making, it was good money. I mean, after a couple months, they see I'm working hard. They push me to the salad bar. Slowly, the way they see I'm working, they decide before even they tell me, they decide to put me as a grill man. In less than a year, I become the chef, grill man, kitchen manager, like everything. I was everything. Whenever they need anything, Hadi, they have to call me. I learned everything. The owner gave me a house. He said, you can live here. I was making really good money for a person who been in this country about a year. I was making real good money, like everyone was telling me. So I thought it's gonna be always like that. The saddest story started from here. I started hanging out with friends too much, drinking too much, almost every night drunk. I was working 12 hours shift, and then after 10 p.m. I went out, start drinking till 2 a.m. 2 a.m. drunk, go back home, and then sleep, woke up like 9 or 10 a.m., take a shower, sometimes not because I don't want it. I want to just get to work, finish it, and go drinking. I'm not saying I become an alcoholic, but I was drinking it every night until I find that I need something else. This is not enough for me. So that's when I started using hard drugs, strong drugs. Mm-hmm. And then drugs was telling me, you're good. Even if you leave your job, you're going to be okay. That's what drugs do. Drugs give you a lot of benefit when you started, and then after a year, 2 years, it took all your life. I quit my job, my perfect job, not a lot of work, perfect money. After a couple months when I started using hard drugs, one day in the morning I was so tired because I didn't sleep enough. I started arguing with the boss, who is the owner, who is giving me the house. I said, I'm leaving. He said, when? I said, right now. He said, okay, then you have to leave my house too. So I left, and then that moment I had a friend who says, you can come live with me. And then I looked for a job for a couple months. Now I have to live with somebody. I was living by myself before. I'm making less money. I work hard. I went like hard, like real hard. And I don't have that much respect. Like before I was the boss. That the moment I broke down, and drugs is with me too, I left everything I had, and I have only one thing, drug. And I couldn't really leave it. I mean, the drug was stuck with me, like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. We had a deal.
So did you lose your job with the Lebanese restaurant?
2 times. I was living with this friend who let me live with him. I took some money from him because I didn't have a job, and I need use drugs. I mean, I don't care if I'm hungry, but I need to get drugs. Couple times I took money from him, and one day he find out. He told me, basically said, don't touch it. And I tell myself, I'm not gonna do it again. But I did it. The second time, he find out he was really angry before he kicked me out. I went to see one of my friends who 4 or 5 years before that, he told me, even if you don't have any place to stay, come to me. I went there, he gave me a little place to stay for a couple months. I was good, not using, because I didn't have money. I wasn't ready to quit. Until I get my taxes, the money tax end of the year, I get $2,000. I was like, oh, I got the money. I'm rich now. So I started using again. He found out, because he had a deal. He said, I'll give you a place. I'm gonna teach you everything. He had a scrap yard, like cutting the cars. He gave me a little money. I said, I don't need money. Just let me stay here. He said, you can stay here. I'm gonna feed you like food, whatever you need. Just do not use drugs. Do not smoke cigarette. I said, okay, we have a deal. After a couple months, he find out. So he didn't really want to put me out. He always wished the best for me. He always told me, you're like my younger brother. That was when I decided to not do it anymore. Before that, past couple years, I never decide. So I was sitting in front of the, on the steps, in front of HCH. There was a guy coming out of the HCH. He said, you homeless? I said, yeah. He gave me his card. He said, he showed me our daily bread. He said, go there, get some lunch, and then call me this number. Anyway, I came here, I get some food, and then I go across the street. They said, they're gonna give you a place to stay, which is, they were full. That's the shelter. Write down my name, but they said, we have other place, which is called overflow. The people in the street, you know, when they don't have a place, especially winter time, they all get around right here, and then they get a ticket. 6 p.m., there is a bus coming pick them up, take them there, and then 6 a.m., they drop them back here. So I was happy about that, oh, I'm getting my life together again. I get my food here, sleep there. So there is 3 floors. The first floor is our daily bread, which is they feed homeless people. The second floor, which is lifesaver, call it Christopher Place, or we call it CP. And the third floor is where people who live in CP, they sleep in there. So I came here and I talked to the lady downstairs. She's the sweetest person I know, seriously, because she saved me. She said, I might have something for you. 2 weeks, it was really hard. And then after 2 weeks, I came here, I remember it was December 6th. It was a Thursday when I came here. That Thursday when I came here, I was like, I'm done. Day after, I was supposed to be here 9 o'clock, 7:30 a.m. I was sharp right in front of the door. The lady was walking in, she said, you are too early. I said, yeah, I'm ready. So I had a great interview. I thought it's gonna be the same shelter here. So the way the staff treated me, oh my God, I was like, it must be I don't know, it's a movie or something. They are joking, like, they are really respectful, like, for a homeless person. So they show me my area upstairs, 30-man dorm, which is 30 people living together. Compared to the shelter, smell good, perfect. I had my own area. They give me all the stuff I need for a start a new life. And then, like, they call it, AP. That's the word when somebody new come to CP, Christopher Place, they started as the AP, which is the first class, black shirt, khaki pants. They gave me everything I need, and I was so happy. But, they said, we're gonna take your phone for 1 month. I said, here. And they said, 1 month, you're not gonna ask? I said, keep it for 6 months. I don't want it, I'm here for change. I'm not here for play phone. Okay, no problem. And then you're not able to go out for 2 months. I was like, if you want, I can write it down. I'm not going out for 1 year. I'm here for change. So they said, okay, we will see.
It's interesting, though. What made you change? I mean, you were going down a path that had you drinking and then into drugs, stealing something from your friends. What was it that kind of helped to turn you around?
I was tired. You know, I had a good life in back home. I had a good life in Turkey. Good life, I'm talking about living good, you know, living normal. And I had a good life here, so I know how living good looks like. So when I go to that situation for a couple of years, I miss that. I miss going shopping, like buying whatever I want, having fun with friends, you know, going to movie. I miss all of that, like watching movies, like normal stuff people do, you know. I miss my family too. I couldn't really talk to my family for a long time because I didn't one day see me like that. Whenever I had a chance to video call, which is happened maybe 1 or twice during this whole situation, I had to put a filter on my face to show it at least looking a little better, you know. I miss everything, and I was tired. So it wasn't nobody's fault. It was not this country fault, not people's fault. It's Hadi fault. I decided to do it, so I'm not blaming nobody.
So how did Christopher Place help to turn things around for you?
Perfect, like the way they treat me, the way they help me, and then they say, okay, we're gonna have class from Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then you're gonna help the kitchen. We feed you 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then we got so many snacks, whatever you want to eat. And everything was true. Like, I get really fat when I was living here. Even I'm a runner, I was fat. Now I try to get back. This is the place I needed for my life, like my whole life. They teach me how to live, not just not using drugs. They teach me how to live. I eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, not like 1 time a day. And I work good. I learn how to save money.
So where do you work now?
I work at Johns Hopkins Hospital.
What do you do there?
I'm a floor tech.
Was Christopher Place responsible or helping you to get that job?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
They say if you want to get a job, you have to work 90 days for free, and then we decide to hire you or not. Less than 60 days, they hired me because I was working hard. They said, we need you, so we're going to hire you. So I was making good money because I didn't really have to spend anything here. Mm-hmm. Here, like, I'm telling you, food, like they have a big closet like this size of room, or maybe bigger, full of clothes, like they have everything. All I have to do when I find a job, which is nothing, I guess, $175 a month, which is one they make you to learn how to pay your rent. The rest of the things is free. Before you get the job, they pay for everything. I mean, for everything, they are helpful.
So what would you say to somebody else who's out there on the street now, kind of homeless, doing drugs?
I always tell people, when I see somebody like, I mean, not like walking around looking for them, but when I see somebody, I always tell them, I know a good place for you. This place, people only need it 1 time if they really want to change. And I call it home. I came here with $0 in my pocket. Mm-hmm. I left here $45,000. Mm-hmm. And then I moved to have my own house. Yeah. The best part right now is, of course, the house is always, I mean, even my mom proud of me, like, I'm here and I got my own house.
Have you been able to create a family here now, or you?
Right here, I got family.
You got family.
Yeah, yeah. I got my best friends, and I got family, which is a staff, and whoever came to this program, even if I don't know them, they are my brothers.
So tell me, what do you think your life would be like if you had not met or been introduced to Catholic Charities in Christopher Place?
As I know myself, who used to be love drugs, I knew that if I stay out there, I'm gonna sooner or later try different drugs, and it's gonna be worse. And probably they find my dead body somewhere who died from OD. Just whoever seen this, just give yourself 1 time chance whenever you're ready, and pick a right place. Here is the right place.
Do you have people here that help you at all to stay away from drugs, to support you?
Oh yeah,
there?
Thank you so much for mentioning that. Back on My Feet, that's the organization. They working with programs, Christopher Place, all programs around the Baltimore. It's a running program. They help me with anything I need, and all they want, run with them or walk with them. Still I'm part of it, still I'm running with them. We just had a Baltimore Marathon, which is I couldn't do the full this year.
If I recall, you received like a certificate or something from like a graduation. Yes. How did you feel?
I never had a certificate in my life from anything, not just here, back home. So I have it on the wall right now. You never know what's gonna happen. So always I call it, here is my second home. 1 home is back home, and here is the second where they saved my life.